What up, Scorpios? How y'all doing out there? This is BhodieBoy G coming to you from Wow Oracle. I'm here to do your weekly energy reading. Okay, Scorpio, so before I get started, I just want you to know this is actually the second time I've sat down to do this video. So the first time I sat down to do this video, it was a beautiful reading and I really had some great things to say, but right at the very end, my phone told me that my storage was full and deleted the video. So you know what? That to me tells me that that message was not meant for right now. Maybe that message was meant for a previous time, or maybe that message was meant for a more future time. But I'm not going to let that trial and that tribulation defer me from making your guys' video. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to get it going. So I'm going to go ahead and explain the reading and how I'm going to do it, Scorpios. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first pull an oracle card. And I'm going to pull an oracle card that represents you, Scorpios, right now in the week of April 5th through April 12th. So this is just going to tell me how it is my Scorpios are feeling, tell me what it is my Scorpios are going through, and then what we'll do is we'll dive into some tarot to really kind of clarify everything. And what we'll do is we'll pull a card for the energies to keep you grounded this week, as well as pull a card for what energies can help you to be more open. And then after that, we'll pull some cards on what the positive energies for the week will be, as well as the negative. And then we will see how to best bring in those positive energies and how the negative energies could affect us. Now, don't get me wrong, I do understand that most people don't like negative energy, but we have to understand that we do live in a world and in a planet of duality. So for every light there is dark, and for every good there is evil, and it goes both ways, vice versa. So it's best that we look at all energies entailing in the situation. Now, given that said, after that, we will then pull a card to see how to best bring in those positive energies for the week, and then how we can best overcome the negative side of things. And then after that, we will go ahead and we will pull an overall impact card for the energies positive and negative, and we'll see how, if you take the messages heeded and how your week is going to play out, how those energies together will affect your world. And then after that, to go ahead and just solidify the reading and kind of wrap it up, we'll pull one more oracle card for a special message from Spirit. A special message from Spirit that will tie into the spread, just give it a little more insight and a little more situation into what's going on for the week. Now, also, before I get started, I do want to let you guys know that when it comes to the oracle cards, I will read them intuitively, as well as read the book description, because the book has some great insights. This is a great oracle deck by Colette Baron-Reid. It is the Wisdom of the Oracle. All right, so given that, Scorpios, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, okay? All right. Okay, Spirit, what oracle card can best show me how my Scorpios are represented this week? What card best represents my Scorpios, Sun, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the week of April 5th through April 12th? What card best represents my Scorpios, Sun, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the week of April 5th through April 12th? Which card best represents my Scorpio, Spirit? Which card best represents my Scorpios for the week? Okay, so we have Fork in the Road. So I feel, Scorpios, with this, I feel like there's something going on in your life right now that you're not really sure which way to go. You're not really sure to act, on how to act. You almost feel like you're at a crossroads where you can go one way or go another way, and you're not really sure which way it is you want to go. But I see with this, and I feel with this, that no matter which way you choose, that way will be divinely guided, and it'll be the best way for you. And if it isn't the best way for you, and you go down the wrong road, know that it is okay to turn back and do things over again, just like me redoing this reading. So it's almost like my reading was at a fork in the road and I had to redo it for it to come out the right way. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, Scorpios, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read the meaning of this card from the book to see if we can get some further insight. All right, 1 second. So it says, Fork in the Road. Time to make a decision. Considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. It says every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well-worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction. For it is an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you'll have a rich and meaningful experience. Now, Scorpios, I'm going to go ahead and dive a little deeper into this by reading a relationship side of this card as well as the prosperity side of this card, so you can see which way the spread's going to kind of go and if it's going to go in either one of those directions. So it says for relationships, you've reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationship. Which will you choose? To open up to the possibility of love or to remain isolated? To go deeper and commit to mutual passion or to walk away? This is a time to take responsibility for your truest desire and follow it. Be honest with yourself about what you're willing to do. Invest and give, then choose. You cannot make a wrong choice if you move forward with a relationship. Know that it will be based in truth and authenticity. Now for prosperity, it says, you've come as far as you can on this part of your journey, and now you're faced with a choice. Inherent in this choice is the need for change, for evolution, and for a bettering of your circumstances. Narrow it down to just a single question. Who do I need to become? And what do I need to believe in order to live a life of prosperity? Answer honestly and from the heart. Then the decision about which way to go will be effortless. Know that abundance is all around you. Choose to see it, and it will be easier to settle on a direction. For the way will be made clear by your intuition, which knows how to steer you towards your well-being. Okay, Scorpio, so with that, I really am not feeling a huge relationship sense on this spread, but I mean, it could be. We'll see how the cards lay out. But I do feel a prosperity, and I feel that with this huge shift that the world's going through right now, that a lot of my Scorpios are on a precipice of something really big. We are on a precipice of something really grand, and I can really relate to this because I myself am a Scorpio, and I feel big changes inside my soul. I feel big changes inside the activation of my ascension. So I feel like I myself am also at a crossroads of what I'm doing and the decisions I'm making, and I know that no matter which decision I make, I'm going to be divinely guided. So I feel that a lot of you Scorpios out there, spiritual or not, you are very much guided. You are very much guided beings. Okay, Scorpio, so now we're just going to go ahead and get right into the tarot part of this spread. So what we're going to do is, the first cards we're going to pull is we're going to pull the energies to help keep you grounded and the energies to keep you more open, okay? All right, Spirit, what energies can help to keep my Scorpios more grounded this week? And what energies can help them to be more open? What energies can keep my Scorpios grounded for April 5th to April 12th? And what energies can keep them more open from April 5th to April 12th? All right, Scorpio, so we have... So the energies to keep you more grounded this week is the Lovers. Huh. So maybe this is a relationship spread. We'll just have to see how it plays out. But this says, I trust my knowing and make a commitment. So you know what? Even if this isn't about a relationship, what it is saying this week, Scorpio, is that to keep yourself grounded is to be in that commitment, to make a commitment to whatever you're doing, to make a commitment to that road you're going to choose, whether it be the road less traveled or the road more traveled by those before. Just to make a commitment to stay on that road and not to give in to falling backwards or regret or remorse or feeling that we have to turn around and redo something. It is all about you making that commitment and staying your course, whether that left or right. Now, as far as the energies to help you be more open this week, Scorpio, we have Two of Wands. So this is, I focus on what I want and I make it happen. So as long as you, this week, Scorpio, as long as you are focusing on what makes you happy and you are focusing on what you need to do to make your life move forward, you will be so much more open and so much more receptive to the guidance being given to you by your intuition and by your higher source and your higher self. You'll be moving forward in such a more prosperous way and such a more stabilized way, being able to really see the truth for what it is and knowing that that decision on which way you go in the road is going to be the right one for you. Okay, Scorpios. Wow. Just barely getting into it. It's still deep. The first reading was just as deep, but this one is right there. It's right there. Okay. So as far now, the next cards we're going to pull, Scorpio, is the positive energies for the week and the possible negative energies for the week. So, Spirit, what are my possible positive energies for my Scorpios this week? And what are the possible negative energies for my Scorpios this week? What are the positive energies for my Scorpios this week? And what are my negative energies for my Scorpios this week? All right, Scorpio, let's see what we got. All right, Scorpio, so for the positive energies of the week, we have the Tower. So this is all about transforming. And if you know, Scorpios, this is all about things being broken down, things being ripped apart, foundations being shaken up, and limiting belief systems being broken down and paradigm shifts happening. And it's all about coming into a new and surrendering and knowing how to go forward. So this week, the positive energies coming in for you is that exactly. It is you not surrendering, that's not a word. It's you surrender. Yeah, that is a word. It's you surrendering. That is a word. What an interesting word. So this week, Scorpio, it's all about you surrendering into the possibilities for yourself and making that decision to go on the right road, whether or not it is something you would think that is best for you. It's something that makes you scared or something that you're unsure of. It is meant for you, and it's going to be like a tower moment for you just a bit, because you're going to feel like these old ways of being, these old feelings of self that are going to kind of try to hold you back. But this tower is meant to shake things up. It's literally meant to shake up the foundation of your life so that you make that best choice for yourself in positivity. Now, Scorpio, as far as the negative energies go for the week, we have Judgment. So this is all, for me, what I feel, Scorpio, this is all about no longer looking to the past. No longer feeling like you have to be how you were before. So what it feels like is I feel like some of you Scorpios are going to be looking back on the past this week. You're going to be feeling judged. You're going to feel judgment for the choices you made. And you're going to kind of hold on to that. But I feel, Scorpio, that the best thing for you to do this week is not to hold on to that. Don't judge yourself for the past. Don't judge yourself for what's happened before in your life. Because if you do that, you're going to stay stagnant. You will stay stuck in the mud and you will not be able to make that decision and take that road less traveled or that road more traveled. You'll stay stuck at that fork of the road, not sure what to do, not sure where to go, not sure how to act. And it'll leave you in suspension. It'll leave you in suspension. But you know what's funny is that I'm getting really feeling, even though this is the negative energies of the week, I'm really feeling a positivity out of this because I feel like my Scorpios are being called. I feel like my Scorpios out there are being called for their higher calling. And especially with this whole shift going on in the earth right now, this whole shift of ascension, this whole shift of duality in our space, in our time, in our atmosphere, and on our planet, I feel like a lot of spiritual people are being called to action. And me being a Scorpio, I understand this as well. I'm a Scorpio rising and I feel like I'm being called to action. So I feel like there are many other Scorpios out there that are feeling the same way. You guys are being called to action. So you need to stay true to that and do not allow yourself to fall back into the old ways of judging yourself, making yourself feel like you're not good enough, making yourself feel like you don't deserve something that you really do deserve. So heed the call. Heed the call. Okay, Scorpio, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at how to best invite in the positive energies and how the negative energies could affect us this week. Okay, Spirit, so how can my Scorpios best invite in the positive energies? And how can the negative energies possibly affect my Scorpios this week? How can they best bring in the positive energies? And what might be the negative energies' effect on them this week? All right, Scorpio, so as far as how to best invite in the positive energies, we have the Three of Wands. So this is all about you realizing that you have the energy to know where you're going, to know what to do, that you are going to realize your goals and you're going to realize what is the best way to go. Even though you are at a fork in the road right now, if you invite in these positive energies, the best way you can invite that in is knowing that you're going to make the right decision no matter which way you go, that it will be the right one for you and you are divinely guided in that decision. So you have nothing to worry about, nothing to fear. So just bring in that positive energy. Let your foundations be shaken up. Do something different. Do something new. Act upon a new way of being because it'll bring you into such more alignment. It'll bring you into such great alignment with yourself. I feel like this Lover's card is more internal, you know, as far as the alignment between the male and the female, the divine female and the divine male inside of each of us, because we all have that inside. Energy is not linear. It is all around us, and we all hold the divine feminine and the divine masculine within each other. And I feel if my Scorpios are able to really realize their goals this week, and make that decision on which way they're going to go, which way you're going to go, you will be in complete alignment with yourself, and you will be able to overcome this fork in the road, and you will know which direction to act and which direction to go in. Now, as far as the negative energies can affect you this week, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so this being in the negative side of things, Scorpio, I see that some of you will not be taking the time. Some of you will not be taking the time to nurture yourselves. So we must rise above that. If you keep staying in a state of stagnancy, a state of judgment on yourself, and a state of judgment on your path, and a state of judgment of where you're going and what you're doing, you will not have that abundance that you're looking for. You will not have the time that you need to nurture yourself. You will not be able to move forward. You will stay stuck. So if you stay in that judgmental state of mind, that state of mind that keeps you in fear, keeps you in anxiety, and keeps you feeling held back, you will stay stuck from really allowing the energy of abundance to come into your life. It'll almost be like your life will be at a standstill, stagnant, not moving, not going anywhere, stuck in the mud. So please, Scorpios, this week, do not allow yourself to fall into those feelings. Do not allow yourself to feel like you aren't good enough. Do not allow yourself to feel like you can't be abundant, that you shouldn't be abundant, that even, okay, so maybe this is a spiritual thing, and say that you're really cultivating a spiritual gift. Know that you are allowed to be abundant from that spiritual gift. That is okay. So don't judge yourself like you did in the past. Don't judge yourself like you did before when you were unsure of this fork in the road and which way to go. Know that whatever way you go, you will make the right choice. So please, Scorpios, don't fall back into that judgmental mindset. We're in a new state of being. We are in a new higher conscious, and we need to realize that we are meant for everything that we're meant for, and we are good enough for everything we're meant for, and we will be successful in all things that we do. Okay, Scorpios? So now, Scorpios, we're going to pull a card to see what the benefits, the positive energies will be this week. And we're going to pull a card to see how we can best overcome those negative energies. Because, of course, no one likes to deal with the muck and the mire. No one likes to deal with the ebbing. Everyone wants things to flow. But sometimes you have to really do that shadow work and really go within. And really, it's because, come on, Scorpios are all about the shadow work. We are all about the underworld. We are so willing to go to hell and back. I know, because I'm one, and I am so willing to go to hell and back sometimes just to figure out even the smallest thing. So something as big as this, we have to be willing to do the work. So let's see what the guidance is going to be to help us to move forward in that. All right. So Spirit, how can what are going to be the benefits of the positive energies for my Scorpios this week, and how can they best overcome the negative challenges of the week? All right, Scorps. So the benefits of the positive energies this week are going to be Two of Swords. So knowing, wow, Scorpio. So what this says is whatever I decide, I trust in the outcome. So the benefits of the positive energies this week, Scorpio, is knowing that when you decide which direction to take, you will be making the exact correct decision. And as long as you trust the outcome, as long as you trust in that decision, you will be so fruitful, so abundant, and so propelled into a new being of you. Feeling more energized, more vital, more full of that life source, because you will have known, look at, even though things might have been hard, even though things have troubled me in the past, I've made a decision. And I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to fully commit to that direction, and I'm going to surrender, and I will know how to go forward, and I will have the energy to realize my goals, and I will trust in the outcome, and whatever I decide, I know it'll be the best for me, because this fork in the road is not a fork of good and evil. This fork in the road is of which way I'm going to decide to live my life. Which way I'm going to decide to live my life. So as long as we can no longer be in that judgmental mindset, we can look back on ourselves with compassion, and we can take that time to nurture ourselves and focus on what we want and make it happen. This week can be such a positive week for all my Scorpios out there. All right, Scorpio. So now, how to best overcome those negative energies of the week, though, Scorpio. So let's look at the best way that we can overcome the energies of the week, and that's going to be Queen of Swords. Ha! So the best way, my Scorpios, the best way to really overcome the negative challenge this week is to cut through the bullshit and see the truth. Don't allow anything, anyone, any situation, any person hold you back. You have the ability to cut through all the hardship and see the truth. It's like you hold that sword of truth and you're able to whack, whack, whack through all the crap and move forward in such a positive way. Really knowing that this is almost like if you hold your sword of truth and you're on this fork in the road and you're looking at this way and this way. Which way should I go? Should I fall back? Should I fall back into my old ways, or should I go a new way? Should I go a new way into something more positive? That sword of truth is just it's gonna pull you over this way, and it's gonna help you to whack through all the old shit and whack through all the old muck and all the old mire, and you're gonna move forward. It's so positive, in such a positive way, feeling so guided, feeling so held by spirit, feeling so propelled into a vital state of being. That's beautiful, Scorpios. That's beautiful. So now what we're going to do, Scorpios, we're going to go ahead and pull an overall impact card from the energies of the positive and negative this week and see how we're going to be overall impacted by both energies, positive and negative, for the week. Okay, Spirit. So what is going to be the overall impact of the positive and negative energies for my Scorpios this week? What is going to be the overall impact of the positive and negative energies for my Scorpios this week? All right, here we go, Scorps. Let's see. Woo. Ha! We have the King of Pentacles. Okay. So, Scorpio, that is so funny that you would pull up, because that's your polar opposite. Taurus is your polar opposite. So what this says is, I am sure of my place in the world. So I see, Scorpio, that by the end of this week, you're going to be feeling so good of the choices you've made. You're going to be feeling so good in the direction you've taken, because guess what? At least you've taken a direction. At least you are no longer staying stuck in the past. You are moving towards a new life, a new you, a new way of being, and a new way of seeing things. And it is going to be so divinely guided and so beautiful, and you're going to be so in the present and so in the here and now, feeling so much more whole, feeling so much more better about the choices and the decisions you made in your life. It's like taking that fork in the road and saying, you know what, I don't need a fork in the road, because guess what? Whichever direction I take, I will be fully in it, because I am Scorpio and I desire, therefore I take. And right now what you're taking is you're taking the road that you choose. That's freaking amazing. That's freaking amazing. Oh, Scorpios, I love that. I mean, we are all about endings and beginnings, but right now I see nothing but beautiful beginnings for all my Scorpios. Some of you may be ending some things, but I think it's going to be, you are ending your old selves. You are ending that old way of thinking. You are ending that old way of being, and you are moving something towards something more positive. All right, Scorpio, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull your Oracle card for a message from Spirit. It's just to kind of solidify the reading and see what other insight, what kind of messages Spirit wants to give into this spread, and how we want to end and close out our reading today. Okay, Spirit. So, what messages do you have for my Scorpios this week? What messages do you have for my Scorpios, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? What message do you have for my Scorpios in regards to the spread for the week of April 5th through April 12th? What messages do you have for my sweet, sweet Scorpios? What messages of love, truth, healing, and guidance do you have for my Scorpios for the week of April 5th through April 12th in regards to this spread? All right, Scorps, let's see. Let's see what Spirit wants to tell you. So Spirit wants to talk about clean it up. Okay, so I feel like, you know what? This kind of is funny. This is funny because I'm kind of getting this feeling like with this fork in the road thing, like everyone's kind of stuck at home right now in this COVID thing. You know, we're all stuck in our own environments, and we're feeling kind of mucked up and murkied up with all the old energy we have around us. And this fork in the road is like, are we going to stay with that old energy, or are we going to move towards a new energy? So with the clean it up card, I feel like it's time for us to do that. Not only that soul cleansing, but that material cleansing and that home cleansing and that spiritual cleansing. It's time for us to really like go through our things. And if we need it and we use it, keep it. If we don't, get rid of it. Because sometimes old stagnant energy will keep us stuck. It'll keep us judging ourselves for things we've done in the past because it's part of the past. And it's not allowing us to move forward. So I see this week, Scorpios, that Spirit wants us to take time to really clean it up. Make a decision. Do what needs to be done. Tidy up what's untidy. Clear up old energy and make way for new energy, because we can't bring in new while we're still holding on to the old. So that's where the fork in the road is. Some Scorpios out there really holding on to that old bit of yourself, that old limiting belief system, that old block consciously or unconsciously held, and it's time to get rid of it. It's time to get it out. It's time to make way for, allow Spirit to really come into your lives and to really guide you and help you in every way, shape, and form. So Scorpio, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read the exact meaning of this card. But there's also one more thing I wanted to point out. See, this is clean it up, and we were talking all about Spirit, message from Spirit. When you take 21, you deduce it, that's 3. And 3 is all about the connectivity. That is all about Spirit. That is all about the divine. It's all about Source. So know that this message is truly coming for Source, to my Scorpios out there, to clean it up, to take that time, to allow for new energy to come in. So let's go ahead and read the meaning of this card before we close out today, Scorpio. All right, it says, clean it up, getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. Ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work, overwhelmed, time to clean house. Every item out of place Every item out of place natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack takes up an energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds up to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now's the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. Now, if some of you Scorpios are in a sense of needing to clean up a relationship, Spirit also has a message for that, and it says, time to clear the air. Take a look at the side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamic and see what's yours and what's not yours. To clean up the relationship, everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. See, like what I said, is about making that decision to no longer stay stagnant in the old and to embrace the new. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. Now, as far as from non-relationship sense, for more of that prosperity sense, it says simple things like opening your mail, paying bills, sorting out your timetable, making lists, and getting organized is what this symbol means when it comes to your work. Make time for yourself, too. This card is a sign that you may be overburdened and overwhelmed. It's okay to say no. You'll prosper even more if you do. Okay, Scorpio, so like I said, I really do feel like some of my Scorpios out there are really on a precipice of something really big, something really new, a new way of thinking. It's a time of regeneration. It's a time of seeing that even though things maybe not be moving on the surface, things underneath the surface are happening. Things are cultivating underneath that surface. And even though something feels like it wasn't moving before, it's ready to move now. So it's time to make that decision. No longer stay at that fork. Make the choice. Make the way. Choose your path. Thank you so much, Scorpios, for being with me in this space. Thank you so much for having the patience with me while I tried to do your reading one time and had to do it again, but there must have been something about that the first reading wasn't meant to be. So I just want to say thank you to all my Scorps. I'm so humbly thankful that you allow me to connect with your energies in this space and allow me to do your weekly energies reading. If it resonates, let me know. Comment down in the spot on the screen. I would love to hear your comments about this. I would love to hear any suggestions you may have, as I'm new to YouTube myself. Other than that, I just want all my Scorpios to have a great week and really invite in the new energies. So from me to you, much love, higher consciousness, and namaste. This is BhodieBoy G signing off from Wow Oracle.